Employee onboarding is the process of new hires being integrated into an organization. It's very important for organizations to pay attention to proper onboarding of their employees, because most employees fail within the first 6 months of joining an organization because of faulty onboarding. In fact, we've even seen situations where employees join an organization and they are just sent to the deepest end, and they begin to struggle. So we've also seen situations where because of faulty onboarding, employees actually, particularly those ones that have not resigned their appointments, they decide to leave because they have not yet resigned. They just quickly go back to the organization. So the first week, it's a lot of impression for the employee, and if things are not done well at that point, it can become a problem for the employee. In terms of tips for new hires, what I would say is that there are 3 stages. There is the pre-arrival stage, there is the on-arrival stage, and there is the post-arrival stage. Pre-arrival stage has to do with what the organization need to do, particularly the organization HR needs to do before they arrive at the organization. Things around making sure that their tool of work is ready, making sure that their ID cards are ready, the space in terms of their workspace is ready, welcome pack, ensuring that we have very good welcome pack for them will really help. Those are the pre-arrival. We've also seen situations where an employee resumes for work, and by the time he gets there, nobody is aware that the employee is supposed to resume that day. So it simply means that no value has been placed on the employee. So before arrival, these are some of the things that HR must ensure is in place. And on arrival, there must be an orientation program that introduces the individual to the organization. Sometimes we normally think that they should go and read stuff on the internet to enable them know about the organization. It's a different ballgame. I'm sure that so many things around the organization that the employee needs to know to be able to survive in that organizations are not on the site. They're not on the website. So we need to talk them through about the organization. HR needs to tell them about a number of things. Then, of course, they also need to learn about the organization's culture, the organization's mission, its vision, its mission, its values. What do I need to do in this environment to be able to deliver high performance, which simply means that they need to be thoroughly thought about performance management within that organization. And for a lot of them too, they have challenges around goal setting. There is need for a hand-holding around goal setting to be able to understand the organization's performance management system, what are the KPIs, what is important for us in this organization, and how you can manage yourself, within the organization. Apart from that too, there is also what we call the body program, where we actually assign an individual to the new hire who takes him or her around. Takes him or her around. It takes him to, for instance, during lunch period, he goes with him to the lunch period. It just provides a body support. He becomes an individual that the person can sound. It becomes a sounding board to the individual. He asking about questions and all that, just for the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and all that. Then the way the orientation program is designed is also very important. For orientation program, I recommend 2 stages of orientation program. The orientation program, they go with HR that talks about the general stuff. Then I also recommend departmental or unit orientation program and onboarding program for all new hires. The general one that is done by HR is just about the general things about the company, while the one that is done at the departmental or unit level are the ones that has to do with the job, the real job the individual is there for. It is at that point that the job description, it's made very clear to the individual. He understands the job description, he understands the KPIs, which is the key performance indicators for him. And of course, he understands how to use his performance management tools. He or she is introduced to all his other teammates, and of course, we begin to also facilitate bonding between himself and the team members. And at the end of the orientation, you are doing like 1 week or a few days with HR, but then the induction program, the onboarding program and induction program at the departmental level cannot be less than 1 or 2 weeks. And of course, we also recommend that it must be very structured. The individual is going to see, before he goes to see them, they must be aware that the individual is coming. The onboarding agenda must be shared with everyone that will be meeting with the individual at the end of the day, so that you don't have a situation where it gets to somebody who is supposed to be having a discussion and chat with him around an area, and the person gives the impression that he wasn't even aware. Nothing can be diminished as that for a new hire. So I think those are some of the things that needs to be done to help ensure that an individual is well inducted and the onboarding is very fine. And please, at the end of the onboarding period, in terms of the last day that is supposed to be having these conversations, this individual is supposed to come back to HR, let the HR know everything that has happened during the onboarding period, so that HR can also know whether anything is missing before the person is then thrown into work and it begins to run. Well, for organizations, I would recommend that please ensure that your onboarding program, it's very well thought out, very well mapped out, very well designed, and of course, also ensure that the people that will be responsible for various aspects of the onboarding program, they are well informed about it, and of course, also help them to understand the importance of onboarding and to make the experience a delightsome one for every new hire that is joining the organization.